Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue with a new Maribel Blue Unfiltered, the reality TV edition. We have a lot to cover. You know, I'm going to be talking about Married at First Sight. I can't even talk about all the other shows because I've been truly half-assed watching them. I did watch The Real Housewives. I haven't really gotten into the whole reunion thing. And I basically have no opinion. I just feel like it was some kind of well, maybe I do have an opinion. Okay. Just some kind of useless back and forth banter. You said this, you said that. I don't know why you did this. I don't know why you did that. Well, I did this because you did that. It just really didn't make any sense. So apparently Portia is engaged with some other dude that was with another woman on The Real Housewives. Congratulations to her. I did see that she put a post on Instagram and she turned off the comments, I guess, so that she wouldn't hear any backlash about what people had to say of or about her relationship. I mean, I don't know. I hate when I say I mean. I'm really trying to stop saying that because I did an interview with Ken Porcelain and I felt like I said that too much. So forgive me if I'm correcting myself while I'm recording this video. So, as I was saying with the whole Portia thing and the relationship, when you're in the public eye, people are going to say things that they're not going to like or agree with, and they will have no issues sharing those opinions as I share my opinions and what you're going to hear on Married at First Sight, etc. So, congratulations to Portia. In other news, I wanted to say that there was this whole big to do about Gwyneth Paltrow and with the bread and the pasta. Like, who cares? Who cares if you ate bread and pasta? Who cares about your stupid vagina candle? I'm sorry. That's not news. There's like other things going on in the world than to worry about somebody eating bread and pasta. So what? Let's get into it. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's talk about Married at First Sight decision day. Okay. And I'm just going to pull my microphone back so that way you don't hear the rustling of my cards. Okay. Let's start with Clara and Ryan. Now, I believe I said in my article in my blog on Maribel Blue Unfiltered that they were going to break up. Hence, I was wrong. I could have said that they would stay together, but they would break up later on. Clara is very, very invested in that relationship, regardless if she's not getting any sex. I mean, I hope that she's getting something. I won't even get into details about that. But no one has said that they love each other. I believe that Ryan is so analytical. He's just looking at the analytics of his relationship with her and not really focusing on the feelings and what he could explore. But again, I'm not in their bed. I'm just seeing what I see on television, what's being displayed to me, what the editors are putting together to make a storyline. End of story. I wrote down over here Ryan is unrealistic about the values of falling in love. He's talking about chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. And my thing is like, well, how long is somebody supposed to wait? It is aggravating and it could be discerning when you're with somebody and you don't know how they feel. And you don't want to force the words out of their mouths, but at the same time, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we in a relationship? Are you falling in love? Like, what's going on? And let it go. So they decided to stay together and give it a go. But I will say this, and I didn't know this because it's been many years since I watched Married at First Sight. This is the first time in a very long time. I believe I had watched the first 3 seasons. And then after that, I was like, enough. I can't even watch the show anymore. Kevin Frazier, I guess, is having like a follow up on what happened afterwards after they had made their decision. Because apparently, after decision day, there's an after, like, did you make the right choice? So we'll see what happens with Clara and Ryan, whether or not she does plan on staying in the relationship with Ryan, even though he hasn't made any admission to saying that he's in love. Clearly, she is. And you know that she was hating every time Virginia had opened up her mouth and was talking about her relationship with Eric. She would just put these faces like, and that thing that she does with her mouth, she reminds me of Kim Zolciak. It's like she's like the young version of Kim Zolciak. She's cute. I think so. That's just my own personal opinion. I think Clara is cute, but I also think that she should not frown upon other people's relationships because she hasn't gotten those big three words. Moving on to Haley and Jacob. I was like reading my notes. I was like, the whole thing, because they were talking about, they try to escalate before I talk about Haley and Jacob. They try to escalate this whole decision making on what each couple is doing. There was a lot of this I just get right to it. Stop it with the whole suspense thing. It was annoying. Okay, now Haley and Jacob. So I am not surprised Haley and Jacob decided to go their separate ways. I don't know what happened in Vegas. Could be that Jacob wasn't satisfactory. Anybody that knows the Pinky understands. It could be things that he said. For some reason, I'm getting the impression that Haley was very put off by something he did. I don't know. Oops, sorry. I don't know what that was or is that she's not admitting to why their relationship was not working out for whatever reason that is. I don't think it's the bracelet. I think the bracelet had a small part. It was almost as if he got upset because he had went out and bought her this gift. And I understand. You buy somebody a gift, you hope that they would wear it. I mean, maybe it's not something that they would wear every day. I don't know what kind of piece of jewelry it was. I can't remember. And I'm going to delete all the episodes because I'm already tired of seeing it on my DVR. But that to him was a big deal, that he bought her this bracelet and she didn't wear it. She just kind of like shipped it away and then asked her mom to ship it back because he wanted it back. It was very messy. Like in that part, I can understand. Well, if you're not going to use the bracelet, I want it back. Then why did you buy the gift in the first place? Why does anybody buy a gift? I like gifts. Hence the reason why I have ServeBox, because in my business, when I'm putting things together for my customers, I'm putting it as a gift specifically for them. It's a gift for them, and I want them to feel that it was specially made for them. That's my ServeBox promo, but it's the truth. I care about the business that I'm in, so I want the caringness to reflect in what I'm selling. If it doesn't reflect, nobody is going to buy. And it's sort of like the same way with Haley and Jacob, is that they failed to sell each other to them. Like, why would I be a good partner? Instead, it was this constant arguing and bickering. I knew it was coming. It really had nothing to do with the bracelet. I don't know what, like I said, for me, I feel like it goes all the way back to what happened in Vegas, because they did consummate their relationship. After that, she didn't want to do anything with him. So I'm chalking it up to size or figure it out. We're all grown-ups here. Sometimes you can be with somebody and they're perfect, eye appealing, but then when you're intimate with them, it's something, there's a disconnect. It happens. Now, I'm not going to go in the order that everybody was played out, because I'm going to save Chris and Paige for last. Okay. Let's talk about Virginia and Eric. I said they were going to stay together. I think that Eric is very, very much invested in that relationship. regardless of the cats or not. He better start taking Benadryl now, because let me tell you something. That Virginia was not giving up her cats for anything. I mean, she was talking about how one sleeps here, one sleeps there. I have one of my cats that sleeps with me. And I don't know when she comes into the bed, but everybody else is kind of like in their own land. I've had animals for many, many years. And I'll tell you this, okay? If I put myself on a dating site and I'm very specific about, I'm not giving up my animals, you can't be allergic to cats. Like, I'm not willing to make that compromise. You understand what I'm saying? Why would I invest in a relationship with somebody who's highly allergic to cats? It doesn't make any sense at all. And in this situation, if it wasn't about the pets, it was about where they were going to live. Well, my lease doesn't expire until blah, but I live in a house and I'm giving you carte blanche of the house. He was telling her she can have whatever it is that she wants. And I'm not really sure like exactly what's going on there. Yes, I'm aware that she has issues. It's really clear, and not making fun of what's wrong with her because of what it is that she's going through. She has issues that she needs to work through. And he is either going to A, deal with it and be patient and be kind, or B, turn the other way. But the constant arguing the same thing over and over and over again, how long do you think that's going to last? She still wants to hang out with her friends. She still wants to drink. She wants to hang out and have fun and still be like this single woman. And see, the premise of this show is that one day you're single all by yourself, and the next day you're with some stranger and you're married to them, and you have to make these compromises. See, I'm not the one. I will make some compromises, but after the shit show that I was in 2 years ago, my compromises are very limited. It's I'm already at a point where it's either my way or get out. And I know that's not realistic in a relationship, but I guess I'll get into it when I talk about Chris and Paige. So he got down on one knee when they asked him the big question, are you going to stay married or are you going to get a divorce? He got down on his knee, he had a ring, and he had asked Virginia, would she stay married to him? Now, I don't know why the editors do this, because she had this distressed look on her face, which I'm sure that was not the look that she had when he had asked her. Like, ugh, do I have to? Come on, show the real reaction. Don't show something messed up. I'm trying not to curse. She did say yes, no surprise, and they're going to work at the relationship. Moving on. I'm going to talk about Brianna and Chris off of the top of my head. No, not Brianna and Chris. Brianna and Vincent. Brianna and Vincent. Brianna and Vincent, long story short, decided to stay together. I think that they are a well-to-do couple. They really made an effort. More Brianna than Vincent. Vincent just had a problem with having fun. He had a problem with her directness and how she comes across. And this is what Vincent has to understand. If you're going to stay married to Brianna and you're aware of the way she is directive, then take it with a grain of salt. Stop being a big baby. Stop complaining. Stop trying to change her. It's part of her personality. Yes, there are ways to express yourself and say things, and I get it. I think I had talked about it either in my last episode or in a blog on Maribel Blue Unfiltered, where I had a friend who was constantly calling me the B word. And to me, the way she was saying it wasn't like in a nice way. It was almost like really vindictive and mean and spiteful. Hence the reason why I'm not speaking to her today. But I get the whole directiveness thing, or being directive for that matter. And he's just going to have to get over it. The other thing is that the concerns of her that she has high blood pressure, and he's like really adamant that the children have to come from them, blood and all of that stuff. Yes, I get that as well. But the fact of the matter is that there are many of people who can't have children for whatever reason that is. They do adopt children, or they have a surrogate, and it isn't like there aren't other alternatives. You just have to choose what it is that you plan to do wisely. And this is one thing that I always say when I'm doing my business coaching, is that you have to choose your battles and choose them wisely. Because if you start picking battles that are not going to resolve anything in the end, then you just done wasted all your time fighting that battle. So he really has to think about what steps are they going to take. And I'm curious to know what happens like after this whole decision day thing with this Kevin Frazier person dude. I was never really a fan of Kevin Frazier. I'm sorry. It's just I always felt like he really asked obnoxious questions. That was my whole thing. He just didn't come across like he was a real interview person. That's just me. Okay, now drum roll. We're going to talk about Chris and Paige. Where do I even begin with this? This is what I wrote. Why would she stick it out with someone who doesn't give a F about her in the first place? And while Chris points out the best qualities and in Paige, he does not deserve her. How is Chris saying how he was surprised that the marriage ended abruptly? He effed up from day one and had no interest in being in this marriage at all. And then something that Paige had said, I don't believe that a God. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is what I said. I don't believe that a God put them in that process for a reason. And I'm going to talk about these 3 points. When they first arrived and they started talking about 4 weeks ago, they decided to get a divorce. Chris, right away, he comes out with this whole thing about Mercedes, that she lost the baby. And he just got into this whole hysterics. And I got really upset. I recognize that behavior, that type of narcissistic behavior right away. Because, like I said before, I was involved with a shit show. That's what I call him. I don't call him by his name because he doesn't even deserve it. And he did that. He did that emotional, manipulative behavior. When he wasn't getting his way, he would start crying about something unrelated to me so that I would feel sorry for him. Now, in the beginning, it worked. But then after a while, I was like, look, you're supposed to be a man. And all this crying and carrying on doesn't make for a healthy relationship. We have nothing in common. You believe in this, I believe in that. We were like 2 different people that probably didn't even deserve to be in the same room. It was awful. And when I was watching this whole Chris and Paige thing, when he started crying and she started chasing after him, I saw Dr. Viviana's face immediately. And I was laughing at Pastor Kyle because he was looking at Dr. Pepper like, and then he looked at Dr. Viviana like, are you really buying this shit? That's what it came down to. Chris is the most narcissistic person ever. He only cares about himself. If he succeeds, it's only because of a self-centered need, not for anything else, not to say, wow, look at me, I'm succeeding, I feel great, I want to pass this knowledge along, whatever. This is not about anybody else but his own self-centered needs. When he talked all that shit about she's great, she's beautiful, she's a queen, and I'm blessed, and blah, blah, blah. all BS, because he realized, if he didn't already, that whatever it was, whatever decision that Paige made, she wasn't going back on her decision. She wasn't going to renege and say, oh, you know what? I think I made a mistake and I want to stay married. That's what he wanted her to think. That's where he put her mindset. And this is what got me upset. When she chased after him, you should have left that man alone. Don't chase after somebody who doesn't care about you or your needs. He never cared about her needs. This wasn't about her. This wasn't about any kind of sacrifice or making a marriage. This was all about himself being on TV and showing his ass, and then coming out with another girl claiming that he got her pregnant in the midst. He was already accepted. Like I said before, he was already accepted into the show. And here you are. What were you doing? Having a last hurrah? And you wouldn't wear condoms? Who would want to have sex with anybody like that? If Chris thinks that he made some kind of healthy impression and representing any kind of man, I don't care what color you are sadly mistaken. You are the man that will teach women to stay the hell away from that. And I'm glad that they put that on TV, because at first I was like, why are they showing all this? But now I'm glad, because ladies, listen up. When you see a shit show like Chris walking into your life, not caring about you, not caring about your needs, not caring about who you are as a woman. Look at the way he talked to Dr. Viviana. You see how he was going to go off on her when she called him out on his shit? That's the man you stay away from. You take a stand, because you know what? It's not worth it. He's not going to change. He's not going to do better by you. And this is why I'm thinking, well, where is Paige mine? Oh, God, this, got that. You know what? This has nothing to do with God, honey. None. It has nothing to do with God. It has to do with you and how you view yourself as a woman. And that's what pissed me off, because then I started to say, well, you know what, Paige, you're getting exactly what you deserve, because you want to sit there and boo-hoo with him and feel sorry for him. Stand up for yourself. You believe in a God, you believe in faith. Don't be a dumbass. Didn't surprise me how he came off with Dr. Viviana. This is all about Chris. It's not about anybody else. Shit shows like that, that's all they care about. At the end of the day, Chris has zero respect for women. He does not care about anybody else but himself. And I said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it over and over and over. Chris does not care about anybody but himself. Yes, I take it personal. I do, because I had my own experience, and it's not fun. It's not fun being with somebody who likes to play those emotional head games back and forth, back and forth. Will you start questioning your own sanity? Will you start questioning, is there something wrong with me? Nobody should think that way. You should not think to yourself, is there something wrong with you? Why isn't this relationship working out? What's wrong with me? I know what was wrong with me. I was in it until I got out of it. And when I got out of it, I was free. For them to even follow up with Chris and Paige later on is nonsense. Whatever's going to happen, because you see if you watch The Coming Attraction, there's this whole drama going on, and that's what it's all about. This is why I don't like this show, because it's not about building healthy relationships. I don't know what these therapists are all about. I like Pastor Cal because he already saw through Chris's BS. He was even whispering to him during the episode, this is not about the show. This is about doing right by her and by you. Do you think he listened? No. And for the producers, of course, to bring them back, it's all about drama. It's not about anything else, but about hyping all of this up. And you have to think to yourself, as a person watching this, when you think about your own relationships, what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for, keep in mind that you don't want to be with somebody like Chris. You don't want to be with somebody who's constantly hyping up drama in your life for no reason, because relationships are supposed to be harmonious. You should be in harmony with your partner. Your partner should make you smile when you think about them. You should feel enamored and love when you think about your partner, whomever that may be, whomever. To think about a person and wonder what it is that they're doing when they're not in your presence. Imagine having the best fried chicken and you're crunching it up and he tells you, oh, Mercedes got into an accident. So I went and I bought her a Mercedes. But you came back with me with the best fried chicken? I don't think so. So those are my thoughts. Will I be watching the next season if it happens again? Remains to be seen. I think that sometimes when I think to myself about my own personal experience, that I'm glad that I watched this, because I have to think about myself and my own experiences, which I share very freely. And I also feel like I'm a little different from other bloggers, because while other bloggers like to talk about all of these shows, they don't talk about their own personal experiences, whereas I do, because I have nothing to hide about who I am, about the experiences that I've had. And I think it's important to know that we are all human beings having human experiences. And sometimes we're going to make stupid ass mistakes. It's just, what are we going to do when we realize that we made a mistake, and how do we move on? And that's what Paige needs to do. She needs to not think about this whole Bible thumping thing about what she thinks a book of words is supposed to tell you what to do. No. Follow inside. That, what you feel inside, is the instinct of what you're supposed to do, not what a book tells you, any book. Because at the end of the day, you are a woman and you're supposed to care about your needs and how your partner accentuates you in your lives together. So with all that being said, whew, I'm hot. I got mad all over again. But I had to speak my piece. So with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I have to get used to saying that. It's been a long time since I did YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.